Assalamu alaikum, I'm Pavel and I welcome you all to another tutorial on Math Olympiad preparations. Today we will solve a problem of Singapore Math Olympiad challenge. As you can see, I have already written down the question here. So the question reads, in how many ways can three students in a class receive grades A, B, C or D so that no two students receive the same grade? So basically these questions is from the topic permutation combination, and the very basic concept of permutation will be applied here to solve this question. So let us start the solution. Okay, so for your better understanding, instead of three students, let us see if there were two students, how do we solve this question? The rest of the question will remain same. So for example, student X and student Y, they can receive grades A, B, C or D, but the condition is that they do not receive the same grade. So in how many options can they happen? If the first student gets grade A, what happens? Let us write students X here. Okay, let me change the color, say green color. So student X receives A, student Y, he or she cannot receive A, but he or she can receive grade B or C or D. So there are three possibilities. It could be A, B, it could be A, C, or it could be A, D. Now let us see another case. If the first student, he receives some other grades, for example, B, then how many possibilities are there for the second student? So he can this time receive grade A because they cannot be equal, but it's not said that the second student cannot get upper grade. It's not said like that. Just the condition is that they do not receive the same grade. So another condition will be BB. No, BB is not possible. We can write BC. And another condition is possible, BD. Okay, so you can see that even if we change the grade of the first student, the number of possibilities for the second student doesn't change. It's always 3. Why is that? Because there are 4 grades possible. So if the first student gets one of these grades, one of the possibilities decrease for the second student, right? So let me show you another example. Say this time X receives grade C. So for Y, there will be different conditions like CA, CB, and what? CC? No, CD. CC is not allowed. Okay. So then again, you can see that even if the first student receives grade C, there are 3 options for the second student. So likewise, we will get 3 more possibilities if the first student receives grade D. So let me write that down as well. X receives D, Y could receive A, D with B, and D with C. So in total, how many arrangements you got? 3, 3, 3, 3. Now we will deduce a formula from here. Okay. How do you find the formula? You see, whatever the condition of X is, whatever grades X receive, every time the options for Y is 3. Okay, so it would be multiplied by 3. And how many options? Sorry. And how many options for A? Sorry, the first student is there. There are 4 options for the first student. So we can use a box method like this. This is called a box method. This is for the first student, and this is for the second student. So how many possibilities are there for the first student? Now you see that the first student is not dependent. He can get any grades. Okay, so because we are considering the first student first, he can receive grade A, grade B, or grade C, or grade D. Any grade is available for him. So how many options are there? 4. You see, at first we have considered about grade A, grade B, grade C, and grade D. So how many options for him or her? 4 options. And whatever the option for A is, every time you see 3 options for the second student. So you multiply it by 3. So what do you get? 4 times 3, that is 12. Now we can also do it in a different perspective, we can consider the second student first, then do so for the first student. It can also solve. Okay, you get the same result because you see y is actually receiving all the grades, but not the same grade. You see y is receiving B or C or D here, and in rest of the three cases, y can receive also grade A, and A. So no matter from which perspective you solve it, you will get the same result. Okay, in that case, if you consider for the second student first, second student. So for second student, if you start with the second student, there are 4 options for him. He can receive A or B or C or D. And the first student this time has 3 options every time. If the second student receives A, the first student cannot receive A, he can receive B, C or D. In this way, if the second student receives B, the first student cannot receive cannot receive B, he can receive A, C or D. So it will happen like this. So what is happening here? We are decreasing the number of options every time we are moving forward. Okay, so now we will apply this concept for the actual problem if there are 3 students. So let us solve it here. So let us take 3 boxes this time because there are 3 students. Now for the first student, it is independent. He can receive any of the grades. So how many possibilities are there? There are 4 possibilities for the first student. Now, whatever the grades first student already received, this grade cannot be received by the second student. So for the second student, there are 3 possibilities or 3 options. Now, the third one. The third student cannot receive either of the grades of the first 2 students, right? Because if the first student receives, for example, grade A, the second student receives grade B, then the third student cannot receive grade A and B. Likewise, whatever the grades the first 2 students receive, the third student cannot receive those 2 grades. He can receive the other 2 grades, any one of the other 2 grades. That means he has 2 options. So for the first student, this is independent, any grades can be chosen. For the second student, one option will decrease because it cannot match with the first one. And for the third student, there are only 2 possibilities, and you multiply them together, okay, to get the result. So 4 times 3 is 12 times 2, 24. So we can write 4 times 3 times 2 is equal to 24. So the answer will be 24. Okay, now let me tell you another thing. In order to master this topic, you have to learn 2 basic ideas of permutation. Number 1 is addition principle. Number 2 is multiplication principle. In my channel, I have prepared those basic topics. There you'll find videos on those topics in the YouTube channel, also in the Facebook page. So I would like to request you to watch those videos first. That will make things easier for you to understand that why we multiply, why the number of options increase or decrease. This type of basic concepts have been discussed in those videos. So I welcome you to watch those videos first. And even if you do not understand anything in this video, but in this particular video, you can comment in the comment section. I will try to address those in the next videos. Okay, so I hope you understood most of the part or all the part. I welcome you to watch the next video. Till then, stay fine. Allah Hafiz.